And welcome to the Hiregun Podcast with your host, the Hiregun. First, like, subscribe, share. So, how you doing, y'all? So, I'm gonna talk about Raw, and then I'm gonna lead into something else that needs to be said and talked about again. Alright, but let me talk about Raw first because it's gonna bleed into what I gotta talk about. So, uh, Raw was Raw. Like the high point of Raw was the Street Profits winning the WWE titles because they had to win. There were two WWE tag team titles on the line last night. One was the Street Profits against the Vision, and I said yesterday that they had to win. And the other tag team match was the women's tag team match, and the more the more they talked about Paige being in her hometown and her family was there and stuff, the more you knew that Paige and Brie Bella was winning the tag team. I mean, we're gonna keep the tag team titles. Now, you also to understand that how AEW did Paige when they were in London or the UK, and how the E did Paige in London. I mean, like in the UK, in the UK, because AEW made Paige win the WWE title. I mean, not WWE title, the AEW Women's World title as a happy story. The, the E just made Paige win. Keep the tag team titles, the women's tag team titles. You know, and she still won. Now, what happened that? And this was more about what happened after the match more than anything else. Akira turned on uh, Bailey, which she should have, because we've even though Bailey is a great heel, right? And I love her character as a heel. We've seen it. We've seen it in all greatness. We've seen it. She's been champ several times. She's been a champ and a tag team champion at the same time. She's won the Royal Rumble. She's main evented. No, she didn't main event, but she won the belt at WrestleMania. Like, we've seen it, right? And now Becky's the, Bailey's the gatekeeper for the women's division. She's not a. You're not now saying that. Now listen, I'm not trying to knock on Bailey because of the fact that I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I am. I. But when her contract now, and she's everywhere now. She's on NXT. She's in AAA. She's in SmackDown and Raw. And nine times out of ten, she jobs. Now the only difference about last night, she didn't hit the pin. Akira did. She did. Which okay. Right now, we should have seen this coming because they're losing, and she just got them in this match, and then what she said before that match, we leaving it all out there on the ring, do or die, and they lost, and then she turned on me. Right now, Bailey's contract is up this year. It is. Right now, she says she wants to work TNA. That could happen. It can. Right? But I can also see her doing AEW with her best friend, Monet, is at. And AEW will treat Bailey a whole lot better than he is right now. And then there's other things for Bailey to do in the AEW. Like I can see it. I really can. And Bailey's not going to sign any no new contract just for the E to release her. And she got to wait 60 to 90 days to go somewhere. All right. Um, but this was a go home show for Raw. I mean for Raw because Night of Champions is on Saturday. So this is pretty much a go home show, right? Even though for SmackDown is the go home show for everything. But besides what's happening tomorrow, I mean today, right? They're gonna have something today for SmackDown in the UK. Now, I'm pretty sure we're not going to see this match that they are promoting is over versus, which I'm leading over right after this. Over versus over and stuff versus division. Now, last night they did do a statement, a segment with stuff came back out in division, um, beat up stuff. The over came on, and I'm pretty sure this is the first time that we gotten a stare down and any physicality between Over and Braun. But it happened yesterday. Not for us to see. Alright? It happened off camera. But it happened. And now there's a match being promoted for the UK tonight. Today. Now, I hear they can't see this match, but I don't know why we're doing that match right now. Like, I guess it's a tag match, and Austin Theory is probably gonna take the pin because no one else in that and no one else in that ring should take that pin besides him. Ron shouldn't take it, Seth shouldn't take it, and Over shouldn't take it, which leads me to what I want to talk about today. So, when I say this, right, you know, I shout out people for a reason, right? Because usually when I have a debate about something, I want to talk about it and give my opinion on it to an extent. I want to give my opinion on it more depthly into it, right? And 9 times out of 10, when I talk about a debate I'm having with Carlton or Ryan or whoever, right? Usually, I bring up some statements or highlights, right? And see, yeah, when I said okay, this is what I meant when I said okay. See, because I'm often talking about it again. Now, I usually bring up what that person said, alright? And I bring it up on separate occasions. So when she says, I'm not bringing up I'm not bringing up what he said that the match between Over and Roman is passing the torch. I've brought this up on several occasions on different episodes. I don't need to bring it up again, especially when I already Roman and me have already said that this is not passing the torch to anybody because Roman has already told people several times that he's gave people a chance for the last 2 years to replace him, and no one has. Now he wants everything that he gave up back. Right? Right? He said that. He said that shit this year. He's literally said that I have tried to let people in this business evolve and replace me, and it hasn't happened. So I want everything I lost, I want it back. That's what he said, right? So when when she or anybody else tells me that the match between Over and and Roman should be at WrestleMania, right? Because it's the passing of the torch to Over, right? There's no such thing as passing the torch from Roman to Over. Do you know why? Because Roman's not going anywhere for the next 4 or 5 years. Once he signed that contract, that whole passing the torch is horseshit, man. Right? Because Roman has been saying that Roman said this a couple of years ago. After 2 years, he's gonna wind things down, and he's not gonna be around as much, right? And that went out the window now. Like it went straight out the window. There's no such thing as passing the torch now. Like this ain't the last time Roman's gonna be fucking champion. And then, let me bring up something right quick that he said in the comments yesterday. That he's literally moving the goalposts now. Alright, so we talked about Roman missing days. Alright, and even when he's champ, that he's on miss days. Alright? And then I told Carlton that Roman has missed days in his first title run. When he was 1,000, he's missed days. He's missed more than 30 days before. Right? Like he has. And I even looked this up because I didn't want to be wrong about me saying that. Right? But he has. Now and at one point me and Carlton agreed with that shouldn't happen when he's champ. Right? We even agreed that as long as he's there, we don't care. Because he doesn't have to wrestle on Raw or on SmackDown. He doesn't have to wrestle. I don't care about that. I don't. So we agreed on that. Right? And now, I look in the comments, and he's backtracked on something we agreed on. He now, instead of saying that he shouldn't miss more than 30 days when he's champ, and he should be there when he's champ, right? Now he's saying that, oh, but it's Roman, and he's a vet, and it's okay if he bends the rules some because he's not a rookie. And I know he's gonna tell me it doesn't matter how I feel about this because he said it yesterday. So I'm gonna say that's horseshit. Now I did say the rule for missing 30 days and using your title don't mean shit. It don't. They haven't used that rule in 2 years. And they won't use that rule because they want Roman to be champ. And I don't got a problem with Roman being champ. So let me say this now. I don't have a problem with Roman. I don't. I don't talk shit about Roman. I don't throw shade at Roman 95% of the time. Like I don't. Like, but and let me say this too. Carlton says that Over shouldn't fight Roman at SummerSlam and it should be at WrestleMania because the match would mean more. Now, listen, which is gonna lead into something else we talked about, and I'm gonna say this again about that too. But so Roman, Roman's not going to be around, even if he's champ. Okay, even if he's champ, Roman's not going to be around uh, like he is now. And by the way, he he's missed 2 dates in June. He missed last week, no, the week before, right? And he missed this week, right? And then now he's gonna miss Night of Champions, which he's not supposed to be at. So it is what it is on that. He probably be back Monday, next Monday, which they did promote. So who knows? Now, um, he's not going to be around after SummerSlam. Well, he's not. Now, let me go into something that happened on Raw that I have to get into too. Jay and Over had a stare down. All right, they did. They had a confrontation. Over came out in the beginning of Raw, and he did a promo. And this is the first promo since he lost to Brock that he really hasn't brought up Brock or took a shot at Brock. Like he hasn't. Like, did he mention Brock? Yes, yes. Well, not how he's been mentioning Brock. He didn't mention Brock in a way that that he's been doing it, like taking shots at him. Nah. Like he mentioned Brock as past tense last night. Like, I conquered the beast. He didn't bring up that the beast beat him, and he's not a man. He has no balls. Any of that last night. Like, he mentioned Brock like in past tense. This is the first time that Oprah has looked past Brock. Like Brock doesn't exist. Like him beating Brock, like him losing to Brock didn't happen. This is the first time he, he's he's acknowledged that. Like he didn't acknowledge Brock as he wanted to fight Brock again. Like last week he mentioned Brock. He even mentioned that he thought Brock was gonna come out last week. He didn't do that this week. He didn't. He didn't. And it was the first time he was looking past a lot of stuff. Like he was looking past Jay, and Jay came out. And I'm gonna say 2 things about Jay coming out. Like coming out to his entrance. If Jay wasn't gonna do the whole and being pumped with the crowd and everything. If Jay wasn't gonna do do any of that like at all, if he wasn't gonna do any of that at all, like the whole and be with the kids and everything, Jay should have never came out with the crowd then. Because the one thing that happens when Jay does that lone entrance, which I love, let me stress this now. All right, the one thing that happens when Jay gets to the ring, he's winded. It doesn't matter if Jay is in shape, like he is right now, or he's not. He's always winded afterwards. Then you want these niggas. Then you got niggas want this nigga to talk afterwards, and he's always winded. So, if he wasn't going to be hyped with the crowd, which he wasn't, this is the first time that he was serious, and he didn't do that until he got to the ring, and re uh he uh he did a do over. Or not a do over. Ran it back. There we go. Like he ran it back, right? Right. That's what he did, right? And what brings me to number two. Oba should have put that nigga on his ass. Okay, Over should have put not Brock. Over should have put Jay on his fucking ass, especially after Over said, "You're not gonna run it back on me." That is two times. That is two times to two different people that they have said something about him running it back, and and they haven't done shit to him. The only person who who's actually done something to Jay, uh, to Jay about running in the back, alright, is Roman. Roman put that nigga on his fucking ass. When he tried to do that shit. But LA Knight and Over didn't do jack shit about it. Over should have put Jay on his ass last night. Now I get it. You don't want, and this means, and this goes for the match too, or like the match I was gonna say about too, because something was mentioned about their matches being I say I'm talking about the women's match too for King of the Ring. Alright, both of these matches are going to be on the free show, the free show. So I get it. You don't want both of your statements to be the same. You don't want both of your statements to have physicality, because the Liv versus Io statement had physicality into it, and Io got the upper hand on Liv. So you don't want the same thing to happen with Rock and Jay, and you want Jay to talk, even though Jay's winded. So anything he's finna say, it's finna come out half-assed. And now I've been giving Jay props for his last couple promos in the first place, but this is not one of them. And I even love his final shot warning a statement that he kind of get over. I even love that, and I love what Over said about it too. But again, it's the first time that Over has looked past a couple people. He's talking. He's talking. It's the first time that Over, since he lost to Brock, that he's looking past Brock and not worried about Brock. And it sounds like he's not worried about Brock. And now he's looking past Jay. Now, what brings me to my next statement about Jay. At no point, and this is the other debate that me and C had today, which I knew I was doing a podcast today, so I wasn't going to debate with him that long. Like I wasn't, because I was coming here to say what I had to say here. Alright, so at no point, I don't care how it happens, what made it happen, at no point should Jay pin Over. At no point, at no fucking point should Jay pin Over. I don't care if the family comes out. I don't care if Roman comes out. I don't care if Brock comes out. It took 7 F5s from Brock for Over to lose to him. Alright? Alright? It should take that and then some for that to happen this time. But even then, Jay should not pin Over. And now Carter told me today that I shouldn't look at this I shouldn't look at this as wins and losses. And I'm gonna say that's fucking horseshit. We say that about people who got more than 10 losses under their belt. Then yes, we shouldn't look at it as more. We shouldn't look at it as wins and losses then, because they got more than 10 losses under their fucking belt. So then our losses doesn't matter then. But if Jay pins Over in any form or fashion, right, the momentum that he had dies. All right, and it won't matter as much. Right? And, this is the same person who who went on record of saying that how do we make megastars, all right, and how do we keep that momentum and keep them at that level, all right? How, right? But I'm gonna say it like this: how do we keep it and how do we make it? We don't make them lose a fucking Jey Uso. Right, and then again, another thing I'm gonna say about Jey Uso. This is why Jay and Jimmy are different right now. Okay, Jimmy fought LA Knight and lost, by the way. Alright, fought LA Knight on on TV, on free fucking TV, on TV. Now, did Jay get uh, the shit done understood because Solo came out and interfered in that match? Yes, yes. But that was more about the story than anything. But like Jay's Jay's in the main not main event, but he's gonna be on the pay per view fighting over Finn, right? Right? And Jimmy's wrestling on fucking TV. Alright, and this has happened before. Jimmy fought over. Now it's a story. This is more story. Jimmy fought not over. Jimmy fought Gunther on free TV. Jay fought Gunther at a pay per view. It's just different. And I see posters. Like posters that you know, eh, it'll have Jay winning the Rumble. It'll have Jay winning the IC title. It'll have Jay winning the WWE title. Right? Right. What about Jimmy? What about Jimmy? Jimmy's never gonna be Jay. Right? And I say this about all Jay's accomplishment and how happy I am for him. And here's another one. Jay and his dad, Rikishi, are the first father-son duo to win. I mean, to be not win, but to be finalists in the King of the Ring. Right? I say all this about his accomplishment and say Jay should not fucking pin over. It shouldn't happen. It shouldn't. Now, I did hear another scenario about what if Jay, not Jay, what if Over pins, no, what if Over loses the Brock night one, but he beats Roman night two? What if that? I don't know how I feel about that one. I don't. And then he has to fight. And then he has to fight Brock again for the WWE title, heavyweight title. And then he beats Brock. You know, but like we can't say wins or losses. Like we can't say, even though yes, it is strictly. All right, so let me get that out of the way now. All right, and the wins and losses shouldn't matter, right? It shouldn't. All right, but if you're building this man up to be a mega star, he can't lose to Jay. He can't. All right, and then we chuck it up to being a story. Okay, like we can't chuck it up to that. Now, do I think not over? Do I think Brock and interfere in this match and that is champions? I do. I do. Do I think the bloodline is gonna help uh, in some super fashion? I do. Now, there's another wrinkle in this now. Depending on what happens on SmackDown this week, right? Because that's the real go home show. Like that Raw was just dead. All right, like depending on what happens with Solo this Friday, because Solo's over here a big picture in this situation too. I feel like the bloodlines are gonna get involved, and Solo's gonna cost Jay the Jay the match. I feel like, but I gotta see what happens on. I gotta see what happens on Friday, because Friday matters. Friday matters. The statement for Friday matters more than anything to me right now. But Jay shouldn't be. Jay shouldn't pin. Like so. If Jay wins another way, then okay, that's cool. If Jay wins because over getting in the fucking arena and he got counted out, okay. If Jay, if Brock attacks Jay instead of over, and Jay wins because of a DQ, okay. Now, what I am gonna say that or what I talked about earlier a little while ago about they don't want the statement they don't want the statements to be the same for the Queen of the Ring and the King of the Ring, right? They don't want the endings to be the same either. I only had because both of these matches are going to be on the free TV situation. So if Brock interferes, he's gonna have to interfere. Like first of all, we're gonna get a rough bump. It's gonna happen. We're gonna get a rough bump, and this is how Brock's gonna come in here and do his thing. It's the only way possible for it to happen. All right. So and I can see Brock putting over through a table. If Brock's gonna, I mean, if Over's gonna lose, Over's gonna have to get destroyed for him to get pinned. Because again, Over took seven F5s. I mean, seven F5s to lose it, to lose again, to make him look strong. It's gonna have to be more than that, and then some for this to happen. And Over still might win. Now, can you overkill Over? Yes, you can. You can. You can overkill Over to a certain extent. Yes. So we'll see about that. And now, let me end the show with this. The reason I keep saying you don't want the same the same finish or statement with these two things is if Stephanie McCare shows up to Saudi and she costs Liv the win. Either Stephanie's coming out after the match or during the match. But so then you don't want the same finish for Brock coming out and destroying Over. Even though it'd be different ways they do it, but still it's the same finish. So you don't want that. Alright, so something's gonna be different. Different with the Brock situation. This is why I think they're gonna have more than this Brock come out in this match and do something. I do. But I'm gonna end the show with that. Make sure you got like, subscribe, share. Make sure you got watch wrestling. Make sure you got watch Defense, New Breed. This is the High Gun. With the High, this is the High Gun on the High Gun podcast. God bless, love you. I'm out.